Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, interesting development after, of course, Keyshawn Davis win over Gustavo Lemos. He went on FightHype.com, and I didn't even listen to the entire video. I know a large chunk of it was going to be dedicated to calling out Gervonta Davis, and it's so interesting to me in regards to Keyshawn Davis and the dynamic that he has with Shakur Stevenson. And it would appear that he's trying to take food off the table of Shakur Stevenson. I mean, that's your big bro. He's the one that's more advanced in his career currently and would naturally be the person that's next in line for a Gervonta Davis fight. Yet you're constantly and consistently calling for a Gervonta Davis fight, going as far as to say that you're the only one that can knock him off of his perch, which would then imply that your brother, Shakur Stevenson, doesn't have the ability to do so. So it's all of this is very interesting to me. And what's also interesting is that Shakur Stevenson yesterday, I believe it was, mentioned that they're never going to fight each other. He'd be we're weird for wanting to see a fight between those two. We wouldn't understand the dynamic there in regards to not wanting to fight each other. Listen, it's not that. We're not weird. Actually, maybe we view you as being weird, because in the generation that I grew up in, Jay, if we weren't blood, this was competition. So we gonna compete, and that's what it is, right? And so this whole notion that they're not gonna fight just is weird to me. Doesn't make any sense. Keyshawn Davis also, in my personal opinion, he has issues that he need to deal with around his tier, if you will. Richardson Hitchins is calling him out, saying, bring you and your brothers can come up to 140 and get this work. That's somebody that's more in line with who you would be able to get into the ring, and is calling you out. Not only that, Andy Cruz has mentioned on several occasions that you got beat by him on multiple occasions. Not only did you get beat by him, but you were already a pro, came back to the Olympics for the Olympics and got beat again by Andy Cruz. You were already a pro. We've seen Shakur Stevenson talking about Andy Cruz's skill and talking about his defense and things of that nature. Why is it that you're not talking about Andy Cruz? That's why Coach Keeney keeps calling you out, because you got Andy Cruz problems, yet you're not talking about Andy Cruz. You got Richardson Hitchins calling you out, yet you're not talking about Richardson Hitchins. Why? Why? Gervonta Davis is not a fight that's realistic for you, but these two gentlemen are. They are a realistic. Listen, Top Rank is doing what Top Rank has always done in the past. Top Rank finds the most popular fighter in and around that weight class that is with the PBC, because they are typically the ones that have been promoted correctly, specifically when you're talking about African Americans, and you tie your name to them, and every time you got a fight, you call out that person's name, you talk around that person's name, you talk about that person, and then shortly thereafter, you move on until your next fight. We saw it with Manny Pacquiao. We saw it with another fighter who remained nameless, because I'm sick of talking about this person. We've seen this playbook out of Top Rank before, and Keyshawn is playing it to a T because he got the mouthpiece to play it. But we need you to call out Andy Cruz. That's who you should be looking to fight, man. You got a young man over there on your side of the block, on your side of the street, if you will, your side of the street, in Abdullah Mason, who in 2 or 3 fights, that's a pretty enticing fight between you and he. Why aren't you talking about Abdullah Mason? So, Jay, I just find it interesting that he and Shakur keep talking about they're not going to fight each other, to the point that it might have been you or someone else made on our live stream, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. But if y'all not going to fight each other, then one of you need to move out of the division. Which one is it going to be? Move out of the division if you're not going to fight each other. Because to me, all this stuff about y'all ain't related. I thought it was 3DB3. Is that what they call the brothers? Yep. DB3? Those are your brothers.
John Kelvin.
You're not fighting them. So at the end of the day, Shakur Stevenson is a friend. You telling me if they put $25-30 million on the table, Shakur Stevenson and what you call it one fight, they'll absolutely fight. All that brother shit will go right out the window. Because guess what? The best person to make money with is your brother. Jay, I will whoop your ass for that money. Don't worry about it. I'll put it on you for that money.
Beat the hell out you.
I'll put it on you for that money. You ain't even got to worry about it. And I've been knowing you now for over 20 years. I'll put these hands right on the side of your face. Jay, what's your thoughts on that?
After I beat your ass, we'll go out to dinner with that money we just made.
Yeah, I'll buy you a nice piece of steak to put on your ass, that ass whooping. But go ahead.
Yeah. Man, the thing with a couple people you mentioned, that's in and around his weight class, definitely Andy Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, well, Andy Cruz hasn't done anything. He's just trying to he's all known for me. Actually, he's known for you, yes. And he's also known because that video went viral where you were talking, you're going to make things big and better. And he just beat your butt for the gold medal.
I forgot that. That was funny.
And Kevin Hart rolled off on you on that. So, I mean, you should want your get back on that dude. Also, with Andy Cruz, yeah, he's 4-0, but he's also ranked. He's ranked in the top 10 in all of them. So, I mean, he's ranked number 6 in the WBC, number 4 in the WBA, number 7 in the IBF, and number 14 in the WBO. So that'd be a good win for your resume right there, and you get your get back on that. And it's an actual fight that could happen. Hell, look for Floyd Schofield. Abdullah Mason, the only reason I say probably not yet, because Abdullah Mason's not ranked in the top 15 of any of the sanctioning bodies right now. That's the excuse they've been talking about, because he's not ranked. That's the same thing what Floyd Schofield said about Abdullah Mason. We know what the real reason you don't want to fight Abdullah Mason, and most of these guys don't want to fight him, but they're using that he's not in the top 15. So I give you that. But you still have to get back with Andy Cruz, man. Get back with him. Good and well right now the Tank fight ain't happening. It's not because Tank ain't ducking you and all them. You're not on that level yet, son. You're not there yet. And you with Top Rank. Top Rank dropped a thumbnail of who you should fight. Tank wasn't on that. It was all in-house fights for you, all of them. And then as soon as Loma retires, they're gonna push somebody else to get that belt there, so you can fight for that belt, so you can have 2 belts. So they're positioned to get nicely. So you go ahead and work that way up, get those belts, and then in the next year, you should be in line for a Tank fight if you've won those 2 belts and improve your resume and your cachet like that, where it's gonna be there, because we know you can sell. You did sell really well on that Friday night fight. I give you credit on that. You talk a good talk. You had a good fight against Lemos. Although he was a human punching bag, overweight, no footing whatsoever in the ring. So you did what you're supposed to do. I give you all the credit in the world, but let's taper it down. You didn't just beat a world-class fighter, A+ fighter on a Friday night, but you did what you had to do now. As far as Richardson Hitchins calling you out, that's interesting because he's at 140, you're at 135. I don't think you're gonna move to 140, but that'd be a good move for you with 140, because if Richardson Hitchins beats Sparrow, you can get a belt right then and there. You'll be out of the way for your brother to take care of 135, since you think he can take care of. Well, you didn't say he could. You think you're the only one that can beat Tank, so he can be second best still at 135. Tank can be best, then you can go to 140. You can handle business at 140. You can get after T.O. as well, because you've been chasing him as well. So it works perfectly. Fight Richard Hitchins, go to 140, get it done.
I forgot about T.O., man. He just has any and everybody name in his mouth. Fights that we know are not going to be made. Fights that we know Top Rank is not going to make at this moment. Mm-hmm. And it's like, come on, man. And like, people don't like, it's certain people who have a certain hatred for a certain entity within the sport of boxing that is always the ones that are talking about this kind of stuff, knowing that these things aren't reality. And knowing that that it's all BS, but yet they just want to create that narrative. So you guys tell us what you think in the comment section in regards to this. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast and Sports Media, and we are out.